Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age 2. You may notice a few fluctuations in video quality. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's going to work without losing tremendous amounts of video quality. Anyway, let's turn in this little quest for Thenril.
Here you go, as requested.
Will you look at that? Tell your uncle we'll make the arrangements. Welcome aboard.
Ah, my two companions leveled up. Good. May as well up his constitution a little bit. And give him again the only ability he can really take at this point. Perception, immune to flanking, yes. Very good things. And yes, the elves did get a redesign in this game. I like it. I think that it works for them. Are all of her members elves? Interesting. I didn't realize that before. Anyway.
Any luck?
No.
Yes, they've agreed to help us.
I'll speak to a Thenril and see when the bribes can be made. Wait here.
She didn't tell you
I guess
who...
we did it. We're here to stay, at least for a while.
Well, let's try to do this... yeah.
The blight may still spread, but for now we have a new home.
If only Bethany were here with us.
Yeah.
And Wesley.
Let's just see what happens. We have a long year ahead of us.
Indeed we do.
Thus began the champion's first year in Kirkwall. Word arrived from across the sea that the hero of Ferelden had defeated the Blight. But Lothering was destroyed. Kirkwall was the champion's home now. So she remained, paying off her debt. Made a name for herself in the underworld. It was a busy year in the city. That's when the Qunari landed.
The
A
Qunari.
great storm had caught their ship and left hundreds of warriors stranded in the city, waiting to return home. That's also when the trouble began with the mages. The Templars had become very powerful under Knight Commander Meredith. But, most importantly, that's when I first met the champion.
Really? Huh.
No. Adraste's tits, human. You know how many people want to hire onto this expedition?
Probably a lot.
Look, we know you're going into the deep roads. You'll need to hire the best, and we're...
No. You're
No.
too late. Already done.
The money from this trip could fix everything. You need us. We fought Darkspawn.
Look, Precious. I don't care if you tore the horns off an ogre with your bare hands.
Which we almost did.
You make him understand. We're running from your bloody Templars.
Hey!
I know how you feel, but we'll earn no favors with your fist in his face.
Then we do nothing. As always.
Carver, stop being an ass.
My brother can be hot-headed, but we do have the skills to benefit your expedition.
You're looking for a quick way out of the slums, right? You and every other Ferelden in this dump. Find another meal ticket.
Well, back to waiting for someone to turn us in.
Yeah, you're being a dick.
It'll get harder if we're at each other's throats.
I know. It just seems like you either die in this city or you end up like the scum we're bargaining with. We need coin, status, something we can shove in that dwarf's face and keep people off our backs. And all I can think of is Uncle Gamlen.
Well...
He got us into the city, more or less. if there's a chance he can push Bertrand.
Worth checking, I guess. What else can we do? We're losing ground, and I don't fancy waking up in the gallows.
Nor do I. And I'm the mage.
Hey!
Enter badass.
I knew a guy once who could take every coin out of your pockets just by smiling at you. But you don't have the style to work Hightown, let alone the Merchant's Guild. You might want to find yourself a new line of work. Off you go.
Ow. Thank you.
How do you do? Varric Tethras, at your service. I apologize for Bertrand. He wouldn't know an opportunity if it hit him square in the jaw.
But you would.
I would. What my brother doesn't realize is that we need someone like you. He would never admit it either. He's too proud. I, however, am quite practical.
Really?
What makes you so certain we can help? You know nothing about us.
Oh, on the contrary. You've made quite the name for yourself over the last year. The Coterie has been squeezing smugglers out left and right, and the only group to survive owes it all to you two. The name Hawk is on many lips these days. Not bad for a Ferelden fresh off the boat.
And...
You must have heard of my brother as well, then.
A little, yes. But it is you they speak most of, Monsieur.
That figures.
Your brother is certainly welcome to join us by all means, but I'll leave that in your hands.
Oh, I'm going. Without this expedition, we won't last out the year.
You're part of Bertrand's venture.
That's right. The deep roads wouldn't normally be my thing, but I can't allow the head of our family to go down there alone. So as you might imagine, I have more than a passing interest in this expedition's success.
well...
There must be some way to persuade your brother to hire us on.
I'm saying well a lot.
We don't need another hireling. We need a partner.
Really?
The truth is, Bertrand's been tearing his beard out trying to fund this on his own, but he can't do it. Invest in the expedition. 50 sovereigns and he can't
50.
refuse. Not with me there to vouch for you.
You would?
Why would you stick your neck out for a complete stranger?
I'd rather take a chance on someone with your reputation than head into the deep roads unprepared. And besides, we'd be your partners. I'm willing to give a little trust if you are.
Your brother doesn't seem like the sort who's willing to split profits.
My brother is many things, but he is not stupid. Far better to share the profits than be trapped in a tide with 1,000 darkspawn between you and the exit.
Fair enough.
Trust me, he'll come around.
Well, the thing is, we don't have coin in the first place. Otherwise we wouldn't need to hire on to this expedition.
It sounds interesting. But if I had any gold, I wouldn't need this job.
You need to think big. There's only a brief window after a blight when the deep roads won't be crawling with darkspawn. The treasure you find down there could set you and your family up for life.
Come on. The dwarf makes some sense. No offense. Look, you started this, and it's a good idea. Certainly better than ending up in the gallows.
We work together, you and I, and before you know it, you'll have all the capital you need. What do you say?
Well...
There might be nothing down there except darkspawn and rubble. How can you be sure we'll make a profit?
Well, Bertrand isn't grasping at strings. He's operating on some good information. Some of the deep roads are so old, even the dwarves have forgotten them. We just need to get down there. Then Bertrand will lead the way. You and I will be there to handle problems.
I think that all works. So, sure.
You have a deal.
Perfect. Kirkwall's crawling with work. You set aside some coin from every job and you'll have the money in no time.
Sure, easy. But maybe Aveline's got some bounties out. She joined the city guard, right?
We should talk privately when you get the chance. In the Hanged Man, maybe. I'll be there when I'm not with you. Now, let's go see what trouble we can stir up.
All right.
Ah, Hightown, where the rich go to piss their money away. This really is the best place in Kirkwall.
Varric is perhaps one of the most epic, awesome characters in Dragon Age, both games, ever. And we're going to want to boost his cunning, because the more cunning he has, the more likely he'll have the chance to actually pick locks and disable traps. And, well, yeah. But he's an awesome character, and he's well-loved pretty much universally. Anyway, the Carver mentioning Gamlen, Carver mentioning Aveline, and Varric mentioning going back to the Hanged Man at some point, the Hanged Man being an inn/tavern, are all ways of the game subtly letting you know what, in a sort of tutorial sense, where you can go starting right off the bat. Now, since we're closer to Aveline, as she's in the city guard, that's where I tend to start. We have technically exited the tutorial portion of the game as well as the introduction, so we're well on our way into the main plot at this point. This game is divided into 3 acts, and each act has its own unique feel to it, and its own unique
You can't miss
conflict.
the keep. It practically screams nothing fun ever happens here.
Most dialogue in this game...
Junior, it's eerie how much resemblance there is between you two.
She's my sister. Of course there's a resemblance.
Oh, you thought I meant Hawk. I was talking about Gamlen.
Maker, I hate you, dwarf.
And Varric may have been somewhat joking, but he's not lying. He's actually pretty accurate to that relationship, that dynamic. Anyway, as a fine example of what I was about to say, most of the dialogue in this game is actually handled through banter. But Hawk actually does participate in the banter with the companions this time around. Anyway, this is where we're going to be finding Aveline. There are also specific moments in the game that...
Finding.
Don't interrupt me. Where you talk with companions. They're actual cutscenes, and that's generally where the character development comes from. I'll talk more about that, well, this being an example right here.
Aveline!
Hello, Hawk.
Been a while, hasn't it?
What? Oh, right. Sorry. It feels like we just talked. I've been keeping an eye on you. Information is one of the few perks of this job. Watch out for Bartrand. He's a son of a bitch.
Hey now.
You know I don't like it when you have people watch me.
Saved me camping on your doorstep. After what we went through to get here, well, you're no child, but I take care of my friends.
Yes, you do.
The places they have me patrolling, I've got time.
Well,
Still having trouble?
I need to
I thought you
stop
were
saying
past all
well.
that.
Lately, I don't know. I've been pushed out to some dead patrols. Maybe I stepped on someone's toes.
You can be forceful.
My charm, right? I should be able to go where I'm needed. In fact, I might have a job for you. Let me know if you want to do a favor for Kirkwall. Otherwise, I'm here if you need me. Maker knows I could use more satisfying work.
And as an example of what I was just talking about. You get a lot more personal quests with your companions, and it's not something abstract, it's actually character building. The choices you make during these quests will in fact shape the character and the companion. Let's ask a few
Seems
questions.
like Kirkwall suits you.
It has been a challenge. Lots of opportunity, if you're the type the locals want.
Are you?
If you argue enough, you kind of convince yourself.
It's been a year settling in. Are you all right?
You don't need to coddle me. I am where I am. How close I hold my memories is my own business.
Fair enough.
This must be a very different pace from serving King Kalen.
I love that life, but there's a new king for a new Ferelden. Seems cocksure, but I guess he was there when the Archdemon fell. Can't fault an active hand. It's just one more change, though. The real end for me was Ostagar. What about you, Carver? You were there. Do you feel something similar?
No.
All right, then. Bit of a tit, your brother.
I just love that line. All right, then. Bit of a tit, your brother. And yes, that was in fact a reference to Alistair. So yes, they do keep track of these little flags, these little choices.
The Blight is over. You could go back to Lothering.
That wasn't home for me. It was just where the Horde pressed us. It wasn't the first village I saw fall. But you don't get used to people losing everything.
Yeah.
It's not how I wanted to say goodbye. I'll say that.
You can't go home again. That's supposed to be about maturity. It's not the same if you don't have the option.
Well, we may as well clarify.
All right, Aveline. You have something worth doing?
My patrols may be empty walks in the dark, but there's something big coming up, and I could use you. An
Could you?
ambush, probably for a caravan, although I can't find any shipments that match up. Doesn't matter though. Highwaymen waiting for someone to rob. I'm putting a stop to it, my district or not.
Well,
Do you have a name or anything else to go on?
Not
I
important.
need to stop saying
If we show
that.
up and they attack, they're bad. Simple as that. I'll wager it's smugglers though. Like I said, seems like an obvious trap for a caravan.
I'm just so used to reading the dialogue and trying to give Hawk the leeway to speak. Anyway.
You've been nosing around outside your commission.
I have contacts, and they're complaining about a lack of meat. Thugs and such. Someone is hiring. And one or two were told to prepare for travelers. You want to be good at this job? You pay attention to what's missing, and when people arrange escape routes.
Seems like you'd want to share this with your fellow guards.
I will, if you sit on your hands. I'll send my alerts, and someone else will lead a patrol. But there's profit and influence to be had. You're my friend, so I'm offering.
Can you actually hire civilians?
I'm no guard, Aveline.
There's only so many of us. Temporary recruits are expected time to time, as long as they're competent. You still claim to be competent, right?
All right then.
Aveline, you've got yourself a partner.
I knew I could count on you. They're hidden up Sundermount, remote and rough, but we can make good time with a shortcut this side. And no, you can't run off and do it without me. I trust you, but I have to be there. You're acting on behalf of the Guard.
Now they actually wrote that one pretty subtly, but it is the hint that you can't do a companion's personal quest without the companion present. Without them there, it simply won't trigger. You will need to have them in your party. Fortunately, Aveline has joined our party, so whenever we do go to take care of her quest, which comes up, and I may as well show you the quest line. Main plot, whole bunch of different discussions, companions, the way it should be. And then premium content, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, I'm out of time for this installment of Let's Play Dragon Age 2, but I hope to see you next time where I continue and hopefully help Aveline take care of her ambush problem, as well as talk with Varric and talk with Gamblin, most likely. Hope to see you next time, folks.